All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we have 355 stories, all my cop stories. Look them up, they're fun. There's vice, narcotics, there's gross ones, there's nice ones, there's sad ones. They're my babies, I love them all. People are asking me questions now. We're up over 60 now. So if you want to ask me a question, here we go. Got high tech here. Email me at rsbcopstories@gmail.com and I'll answer your questions either here on the air or on the radio or taping, or I can actually write back to you. Now I'm going to talk about my vice assignment. Okay, I have about 7 years on working vice, and I didn't say this. I probably should say it as I go along here. As a young officer, you watch your partner. Obviously, you learn from your partners, but you watch supervisors and you see how they work. And I've told some stories the last time, about good and bad. It's like that sponge I told you about. You know, that when you're on the job, the dry sponge. You put a drop of knowledge. You put a drop of knowledge, and you get bigger. You do the same thing. It must be. I like to think of another segment of that sponge for watching supervisors, because we all ultimately want to promote and become supervisors. So I became a top step, but I watched as I came up through the ranks, the first 10, 12, 14 years, of how supervisors do things. And I kept the good stuff, and I threw away the bad stuff. I'm talking stuff, simple things like good morning. Guy come in, they just ignore everybody. Really? I work for you. You know, I'm in this office, you know, stuff like that. Come on. Okay, so stuff like that. Maybe because I'm more personable, but I think everybody should at least acknowledge another subordinate, you know, when you come to work. Stuff like that. So I was like a sponge in the sense that I threw away stuff. I didn't want those drops of bad stuff. I want the good stuff, okay? So now I'm working my vice tour, and first vice tour. I have a second one later. I have a doozy of a supervisor on that one. Bad. But let's go with this one first. East LA, working Latinos. I get called by I promoted in a gang unit, and I was deciding whether I want to go to homicide or vice, and I wasn't sure because there's a lot of opportunities to go places to the rank I had. And so two of my partners were already working vice, so I didn't know at the time that everybody knows it's a small division, who's promoted, who's available to come to different assignments. And I knew one guy in homicide that was going telling his lieutenant, hey, look, you got to get this guy. And I had two guys in vice telling their supervisor, this one supervisor, you got to get this guy, because we worked together. The three of us worked together for almost 2 years, so they wanted me up there. And so I get a call at home, and this really nice supervisor calls me, and born again Christian, really nice guy, passed away now, God bless him. But he says, you know, you've been, you know, touted really well, and you got two officers who are up here. They know you know them and all that. He basically gave me an interview over the phone, and he said, you know, I said, well, I'm not sure I want to go there. And got a homicide chance. And he said, oh, he gave me a good lecture, which basically, and I've told you before in my stories, when you work a vice assignment, it's almost like stamping your ticket. You know, you have like a book of things you need to do so you can promote. And one of them is vice. You go to vice for 18 months, you stamp your ticket successfully, it goes in your package, and when you go from promotion, they open up the package, oh, you got a vice tour, which means they were trusted with Secret Service money, you're trusted working with whores, you're trusted in being undercover, all these things that make you look good. Now, obviously, I've said before, do something stupid and get kicked out of vice, you're going to have to spend 4 or 5 years taking penance, because it's a bad thing, because they trusted you with a vice assignment and you lost the trust, so you have to gain it back up. So that's what he said. It was true. I found it out later. It's very true. So so I weighed my options, and then of course my two buddies call me. You got to come up here, man. We have a lot of fun. And I said, okay, fun. I like fun. Well, not only fun, but they made basically a lot of police work with fun, and that's what I wanted to do, was a lot of police work, because I don't like waving at people. I don't want to waste my time. I want to. You pay for me. I'm going to go out there and do my job. So I went. So I told him I'm coming. He was very happy with that. So he had to be approved by the captain. The captain knows me. I've been there 7 years. He knows me personally. He approved me for other units, other assignments. Very happily approved me, because the vice unit there was 6 of us, 2 sergeants and four policemen. That is the unit that works directly to the captain. It's kind of its own little strike unit. And the captain, you work directly right to the captain. Nobody, you know, anybody else patrol, nobody. And the captain's like that. It's their own little group. They send you out there to handle special problems. They handling, like, might be a robbery at a pharmacist store, and they have you working undercover in there. You know, unique little things. So I go up there. Wow, I had this one, I'll just call him a Christian supervisor, and the other supervisor. Christian supervisor was in charge, and then they have another sergeant that's his subordinate, but they're both sergeants. The other guy I mentioned earlier came on the job later, was an English teacher. Calm, cool, collected. He was the one I told you about in patrol, where things are going everywhere. He's that, I told you, he reminds me of a cavalry officer in the Confederacy or the Union Army, where you're out there standing up and there's bullets flying, you're directing traffic, you know, because he's so calm. These are the 2 guys I'm going to work for. I worked for this one guy that was an English teacher in another assignment, and he turns out he was pimping me to come up there because he knows, you got who you know here, and not bad. Now remember, don't get me wrong, you're not going to recommend you if you're a lousy officer. Only if you're a good officer. You're not gonna. I wouldn't. When I became a supervisor, I didn't. I see guys wanted these jobs. And I said, no, I'm not going to take him because he's got luggage. So all these guys. So we get there. So man, it was like whole home week. I got two of my partners I used to work with. I have my partner now, I don't know, but he learned really quick. He was a really good guy. Two of my supervisors, I don't know. The Christian one, I don't know. But this other guy, the English teacher, fantastic. So I'm in heaven here. I mean, I walk in and then I'm learning. And we had a really interesting incident where I was in there about 6 months. I won't get into it too much. Basically, we drank too much. We were checking a liquor store for minors buying beer. We see a robbery inside in progress with a gun. We're too drunk to shoot the guy. I'm just surmising this real fast, okay? We're having a seminar at the front door. Should we kill him, shouldn't we? We're drunk, okay? Shouldn't be drunk. Unethical. Ooh. Shot the guy, would have been clean. DA wouldn't have done nothing. State law says you can do it. It's clean. Our department, I'd have been sitting at a harbor pier watching the tugboats come in, and my partner would have been over there LAX counting jets. That's what we would have been doing after the shooting. You cannot do this when you're drunk. So consequently, we caught him, tackled him and everything. So units are rolling. The owner, the guy that was robbed, put out a call for us. We were yelling at him. He didn't believe we were police. We had beards and everything. We got our badges up. He called the police, 911. We were telling him what to say on the phone. Everybody wrote, helicopter, everybody's there. So this Christian supervisor pulls up, our supervisor, and walk over to him. Now they got the suspects, they got the gun, they got the money. He goes, what happened? And we go, oh man. As soon as we start talking, he looks back at us. Oh, you guys are drunk. Now, you got to remember, if he covers it up, he's going to get suspended. See, there's all kinds of domino effect here. You can't, he's concerned about his career too. He won't make lieutenant and captain or whatever. So I know his mind's thinking, and he looked at us, and we're looking at him, we're really sorry. Okay, well, too late now, man. Everybody's here, okay? So again, other supervisors, which in the other vice tour would have probably told everybody what happened, and we probably would have been kicked out because he was self-serving guy. He was stepping on people. That's a later story. I'll come up with that. Not this guy. He leans over and goes, do they have everything they need? Yeah, they got all the suspect. I need you guys to get out of here for an hour, go get something to eat, get a mouthful of mince, and I'll see you in an hour. Get out of here now. Because there was other sergeants rolling up, and they're going to walk up. We're the key witnesses. They're talking to the victim. He's pointing at us. And we told the patrol guys, yeah, these are the guys that we're trying to step away. They don't smell our breath. Oh, great. Because that's their function. Our function's over now. We don't handle robbers. That's patrol. We're vice. Okay. So we get out of there, man. Feet don't fail me now, man. We're running to our car and off we go. And as we're driving off, we can see our supervisor walking up to the other supervisor. They're pointing at us. He's going, oh yeah, I can see him talking. And he told them they'll be back in an hour. They haven't eaten tonight. They're going to get something to eat, and they'll see you at the station. Again, patrol sergeants are not our sergeant. Our sergeant took care of us. He said they'll be there. Don't worry about it. He's get something to eat. They don't care, right? My friend over here says, hey, as long as he's taking responsibility, I don't care, right? The patrol sergeants go, they have no idea that we're drunk. They're just listening to our supervisor who's taking care of us. And later on, I realized he took a hell of a risk too, because if it had got out, he's trying to cover it up. He would have been kicked out too. He'd be chasing, airplanes at LAX with us. Kind of not serious, but it's unethical. You shouldn't be doing that sort of thing. So anyway, so we get back to the station an hour later. Our fumes are depleted. We're speaking kind of normal. We got 15 Menthols in our cheeks. Look at one of those chipmunks. We got 25 menthol tablets in our mouths, and so we go down to the. Well, now we're upstairs. We go upstairs to the detective bureau. They have a robbery detective. And the suspects are in the cell, and what tell us what happened, guys. Okay, we write it down. So we're writing it down. Well, now we're reasonably sober. Okay, so we're writing it down. Oh, this is great. This is great. Whew. Our sergeant comes in. Everything's doing okay. He wants to make sure that everybody knows what's going on here. And everything's fine. Okay, yeah, you guys are really great. You're great witnesses. This is outstanding. We're going to clear this robbery. This guy's been robbing. He's an ex-con. This is great. Whew. Okay, so then some uniform guys took the bodies away. And the robbery detective, who's been around a long time, he goes, let me ask you guys a question. And I'm going, uh-oh, here it comes. And our sergeant's standing there. I'm thinking, uh-oh, whoa. He goes, you just shoot him. And see, that's the elephant in the room. Because I'm not saying officers look forward to this, but if you have the opportunity to kill an armed robber that might kill a citizen or an officer, you want to do it. This is a bad guy. This is not a good guy. He got 35 years to life because he's an ex-con on parole. He's not a good guy. So we go, well, it just wasn't right. He goes, man. I said, well, and of course everybody goes, if it had been me, it would have shot. Well, okay, fine. So I felt like saying, well, You weren't drunk like we were. But anyway, that was not a good answer. But anyway, so he goes, wow, I took a lot of restraint not to shoot him. Yeah, you know. Okay, well, that's great. Okay, guys, see you later. And he's done, and we go back to the office, and we're sitting there, and the other sergeant wasn't there, the real nice English guy. He looks at us, and then the Christian guy looks, and he goes, you know what you guys did wrong, huh? I go, I'm so sorry. He goes, don't ever let it happen again. I said, okay. So we thought, all right, because we knew, he knew, we knew. We took it worse than he did. And then we started thinking, after we went out that night and cleaned up and going to go home, we were talking about that, you know, he really jeopardized his career on this one because, you know, if you think they're bad on officers, they're even worse on supervisors, because supervisors are supposed to be able to, they're supposed to dime officers off. They're supposed to take disciplinary action. They're supposed to take action. They're not supposed to hide it. Okay, that's why they promote you. So then, sure enough, you know, 4 days later, we're coming to work. Captain wants to see everybody. We go downstairs, me and my partner, supervisor. Yeah, I just got accommodation from the robbery detectives, and a great job, you guys. I read the report from the supervisor, and it's that night of the log, and they cleared all these crimes, and we're sitting there standing at, you know, at attention. This is great, guys. Sign your accommodation. We signed it, and you keep a copy, and they put the copy in your package. And all right, guys, keep up the good work, you know. He has no idea, right? So we come out, we go upstairs to our office, and we're sitting there like this, you know. I mean, I usually get accommodation. You walk around like a rooster, you know. We're just sitting there. He looks over and he goes, you guys, he shakes his head, our supervisor, you got away with one. I said, I know. I said, I know. I will not happen again. Well, I promised him that, but unfortunately, like 6 months later, it happened again. Okay, fortunately we didn't shoot anybody, but I'm chasing a burglar down the street, and I've got, you know, 6 Dos Equis in me, and burritos juices pouring out of my pores, you know. But anyway, after that one, I stopped. But sometimes you just get too carried away and work in vice. But anyway, so that's my story on that one. And am I doing on time? Doing okay, I think? Yeah. Oh, good, very good. So learned a lot from him. Subsequently, I worked for him later on in narcotics. It's just such a nice relief to work with really sharp supervisors, very calming supervisors. They didn't yell at us, which had all the right to yell at us, okay, because that was not a good thing to do. Jeopardize he told us that. You jeopardize your careers, you know, jeopardize this assignment, make me look bad, make the other sergeant look bad, make your partners look bad, because they're going to think everybody in here is corrupt. Not corrupt, but everybody's in here is loose with the rules. And because of the corruption of the 40s and 50s on this department, I guarantee you, if that had come out, we shot that guy, everybody in that unit would have been kicked out. Whether the other guys did or not, doesn't matter. That they have a policy that if 2 are rotten, the other 4 might be. So they just clean everything up, bring new guys in, and that's how they do it. Shotgun effect. Not right, but then again, if you're higher up, you know what? You have to tell the chief, I cleaned out that whole unit. Split them all up, sent them to the harbor, sent them to LAX, whatever, and I took care of it. And it looks good because you did take care of it. So he jeopardized a lot. We did too. We felt really bad about that. Really did. And getting that accommodation wasn't a nice thing to have, because we knew we screwed up and we got away with it. But so away it goes. So that's my good one. I have a few more stories, and we'll get back to this segment next time. I'll see you. All right? Take care. Bye-bye.